Yo! You fuckers like the color pink? Man, this is some good shit. Is this supposed to be electro techno? I don't know what it is. Anyways, hey yo 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 yo. It's your boy, Chips Ahoy, back once again. I gotta turn on this music. Alright, I got a whole bunch of news stories to get into. Let's just jump right into it. We don't have fucking time to waste. I'll close that. I think we got them all locked and loaded, baby. Oh, I didn't even check out the local news sites. Fuck. I got the important stories I wanted to talk about. Stop it. Stop it. Already covered that one. Nope, we already covered that story. Got that story ready. So I'm just checking all my news stories here. Oh, you like the bass? I think I like techno, man. I like fuck. You know what? I think we'll get more shit playing because right now I'm not talking. I don't. We got a whole bunch of news stories to cover tonight. I got shit from shit that if Trump had said it, just hypocrisy. I don't even have the news sites open yet. Let me open another tab here. I'll just crack them open really quickly. I should let more music play. I got too excited to start the stream though. I just get so excited. I got 3 sites I need to look at. White people are inherently racist. Oh, claims diversity expert hired by schools. Of course they are. Prince Harry blast First Amendment. Yeah, Prince Harry can get fucked. Bill Gates thought Jeffrey Epstein was his ticket to Nobel Prize. Ex-staffer. I don't care what ex-staffers. That's just hearsay now. Joe Rogan. 3 gargantuan lies of the left. Do you guys like my my pink? I got a very pink theme tonight. Cause I am homosexual. Bet you never thought I'd say that now, did you? You guys have been watching. Been tricking you the whole time. You never even saw it coming. That's what I was doing the whole time under this desk. YouTube deletes video of attack on Asian American Uber driver. I wonder, well, YouTube is not live leak. You can't have it too brutal. New report alleges Apple could compromise iCloud security. New open letter asks Trudeau to stop harming internet. Crowder lawsuit. We'll talk about that too. Okay, I suppose we can change the name. WhatsApp rivals. WhatsApp and Signal have grown 1,200%. Well, that's awesome. You guys following me on Telegram yet? None of you guys are following me on Telegram. The links are all in the link tree in the description. Judge orders hearing. If Twitter's censorship of election fraud is state action, All right. Is that it? Are we done with the news? Are we done with the news? Fishing? No. We got one more site. Murdered 4-year-old? No. Space Commander is kind of a boring story. Everyone's talking about it. I like to perform like the underground news. Stuff that no one's talking about. New York Attorney General opens criminal investigation in Trump organization. Hasn't he been doing that the whole time? This feels like a non-story. Get more prisoners approved for release. Awesome, Pentagon's watching you. Shawshank for January 6th detainees. Ammo? Okay, I think we're good here. Bam. 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 Yo. Hey, yo, guys. It's your boy. Back once again at the Ill Behavior. Nothing can save you. Radically Moderate. How are we doing tonight, everybody? I'm doing amazing. Glad to have you here. We got so many stories to talk about. I can't even waste time. We'll just have to jump right into it. What do we got here? White people are inherently racist, claims diversity expert hired by schools. Hey, did you guys not know that? Of course they are. They've always have been racist. You guys, you're just all the loop. Because you're just fudge. Yeah, I got my chat open still. Guys, before I continue, please like, subscribe this video, and leave a comment down below. It really helps. We're a small, tiny channel. We're trying to grow. And any little bit helps a ton. Hermosa Beach City School District recently hired a diversity equity, it's not equality, equity, an inclusion consultant who will help train teachers about their white privilege, among other duties. Well, that sounds amazing. Let's hear it.
You all have talked about, it sounds like, identity, and I'm not sure how much you've done or how much, if you've had that kind of...
Parents don't like this shit, apparently.
Talking about white privilege and what...
You know, it's like Martin Luther King... Sorry, I'm interrupting this lady. Martin Luther King was all like, let's not talk about race. Let's do color blindness. Let's focus on content of character. But these people are just like, no, we have to focus on race first and foremost. Everything must be guided through the lens of race. And it's like, but do you know what's going to happen, though? The majority of the population is white. So you're just going to make a racially woken white people. That's okay.
Supremacy and all of that, to recognize that, not everyone is going to, here we're preaching to a choir, right? So we're all on board in understanding the importance of this. And you mentioned exactly the quote I was going to say, the citizens of the world, right? Even if you're in a white high SDS bubble, you're not fully there. They're not everybody like that. And you're preparing students to go out into the world, a world of diversity.
How do you prepare someone to encounter diversity? Does diversity act a certain way? Guys, maybe someone in chat can help me here. I'm sorry, but how do you train someone to encounter diversity in the world? To conceal carry? Pepper spray? Walk down brightly lit roads at night? Is that how we encounter diversity?
All types of identities, right? Particularly in elementary, but also in middle and high school. This is the time to recognize and build into the curriculum and to the opportunities and the spaces, so the underlying implicit biases that we all have. One of the favorite things I like to do in my multicultural counseling class, first question when I walk up there is, okay, raise your hand if you're racist, right? And raise your hand if you're not.
Raise your hand if you're a Nazi.
And then talk about how every single person in that room, no one raised their hand that they're racist, and they're all telling the truth. But also by the end of this, lecture and discussion, you'll understand that you're telling the truth and you're also lying.
I mean, how much anti-Semitic shit could they squeeze in these diversity lessons? I'm against it completely, but they could totally be like, now listen, guys, we all know white people are privileged, but the super privileged people are. Don't.
At the same time. And that's because we have implicit biases, right, about everything, gender, race, right, that they often...
I would never want to talk about that, though. I disavow sorts of anti-Semitism and racism. Especially this lady's racism.
You're not racist.
You're racist.
Because our brain's built on...
No. The implicit bias test is completely debunked. The founder of it says that the people are using it in a way that he never intended to be used. It's not supposed to measure what they're saying it's measuring. So no, you're just, hey, might as well get some Phaetons read by a Scientologist, and I got some snake oil to sell you here. This is nuts. How much is this lady getting paid to push this hogwash? Am I stupid for not getting in on the scam, guys? I think it's because we're morally honest. We just can't fucking lie to people. I just speak my truth all the time. My dad said, man who never lies doesn't have to remember what he says. That's what I always do. Anyways, you guys just kind of like, double subscribe. That's the end of this segment. Let's go to the next segment here. Do. Shawshank for January 6 detainees. The government argues that the events of January 6, along with the defendant's skepticism about the outcome of the election, are evidence of the accused are a threat to society. It's amazing. I guess what the government's trying to say is these people did it once, they could do it again. which is technically true. But you know what? There's a million people who could have done it but didn't do it. I'm not saying anybody should do it. What are we even talking about here? I've been in solitary confinement for 100 days now and haven't been convicted of any crime with no end in sight. That was a part of a lengthy message Jacob Lang sent his father, Ned, last week of April. Jacob was arrested on January 16th in New York and charged with several crimes related to his activity in Washington, D.C. Lang, turned 25, while incarcerated, is accused of assaulting a police officer while using a dangerous or deadly weapon. Government evidence against him appears to be strong. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Whew. That's... Bro? Oh, man, that ain't going to work out well for you. Because your jury... Do you have a good lawyer? I hope you have a good lawyer. Because the jury you're going to get in D.C. is not going to be favorable for you. It's going to be like a Chauvin trial. I don't know how you can plead not guilty. Yo, Alex Bleeping Jones. Yo, War Fist. I'm reading the chat. My vocals are off? What do you mean? You guys can hear me, right? Sorry. Janet, why are you... The bass of your vocals are off. Mic check. Mic check. Is that better? Sorry about that. Hey, thank you, Janet. I didn't realize my audio was so shitty. Is it sound better now? All right, let's continue this article. But Lang and dozens of other January 6 defendants have already been convicted by Joe Biden's Justice Department and sentenced by federal judges, presumed guilty until proven innocent, awaiting trials that won't begin for months. It's all part of what Attorney General Merrick Garland promised is his top priority, spawning investigation into the alleged insurgents. You know, for these supposed anti-police Democrats, these federal ones are being as strict and tough as possible with the boot on the neck. Solitary confinement. It's because these people, it's because they committed federal crimes and because of their beliefs. You know, there is like 70 million people that have the same beliefs as these people. Where was I? So far, more than 400 people have been arrested nationwide in manhunt, with more charges to come. At the same time, emerging evidence proves law enforcement allowed protesters to enter or remain in the building. Maybe you guys have seen that video. Watched Capitol Police give protesters okay to enter. Now, I'm not saying people didn't break in. No. I disavow the riotous acts completely. All these people should be locked up and have the key thrown away. YouTube gods. At the direction of 50 defendants have been transported from their home states to D.C. jail, a purely punitive move since all court hearings in the foreseeable future are virtual. In several cases, federal prosecutors have already successfully argued against the release orders issued by local judges. The government repeatedly cites the overall events of January 6th, in addition to defendants' skepticism about the outcome of the election, as evidence that the accused are a threat to society. He armed himself and assaulted a law enforcement with the intent to unlawfully enter the U.S. Capitol and stop the functioning of our government, as it meant to certify the election results, one assistant U.S. attorney wrote. I gotta say, though, the people... I don't know his situation. I'm not going to pass judgment on this guy. I don't know his situation, man. Because, I mean, it could have been any one of us there on January 6th if we lived close enough, man. Like, it was supposed to be a regular Trump rally. That's what it was billed as. That's so stupid. Disavow completely. I'm all upset now. Way to go, you guys. Way to go. Fucking assholes. Got me all worked up. These poor people are getting locked up over Jacob Lang. According to his text message sent to his mother Sunday, he was placed in an empty cell for at least 14 hours as punishment for advising other detainees against accepting plea deals. Wait, what? Hold on. I think we got to read more of this article. Okay. Which is why so many of the January 16 now languish in solitary confinement conditions. Some reportedly abused by prison guards, denied routine access to family members and defense attorneys. While there's no doubt most of those behind bars awaiting delayed trials face the most serious charges related to the Capitol breach, double standards of justice is clear view. The same Justice Department dropping cases against Portland rioters, including those charged of assaulting federal officers, is treating the January 6 defendants as hardened criminals, even though most have no criminal records. Yeah, when the people in Portland set up a literal CashAPP anarchical state, and they're like, no police is allowed in, and then murders happen there. Yeah, that's no big deal. And if a bunch of right-wing people took over an area of land, they did that actually. Didn't like the Bundys do that in like some Wyoming state or something? There's a hold off of federal BLM officials, and they were like, "Oh, white," like because it ended peacefully. I think, not sure. Some other times it didn't. Lang told his father his fellow detainees are being tortured mentally, physically, socially, emotionally, legally, and spiritually. I don't know how you torture someone spiritually. Jail allows them to leave their cells for an hour a day. Religious services are not allowed. They can't exercise or access personal hygiene, such as showers, is nearly non-existent. According to defense lawyers and relatives they spoke with, detainees, a single moment before their trial, have begun suffering the same harsh treatment as convicted criminals incarcerated in the D.C. prison system. Pandemic justified conditions recently condemned by elected officials on both parties. Treatment is so bad that detainees have found advocates in two unlikely allies, Elizabeth Warren and Richard Dubin, two Democrats. Solitary confinement is a form of punishment that is cruel and psychologically damaging, Warren told Politico last month. We're talking about people who haven't been convicted of anything yet, Durbin expressed surprise on how January 16 are being held, urged progressives to amplify their criminal justice reform calls even on behalf of Donald Trump supporters who besieged the entire legislative branch on January. When Richard Barnett, the man photographed in Nancy House Speaker's office, was finally released from D.C. jail after being held for 4 months, the first thing he asked for was a nail clipper. All the inmates had to share one nail clipper, and it was never cleaned. Ew. He hadn't cut his nails in 4 months. Well, I'd start chewing on them, but whatever. Barnett told himself and the law enforcement he arrived home in Arkansas January 8th. News photographers had been positioned inside Pelosi's office to take pictures, and the image of Barnett went viral immediately, leading to death threats against his family. Although he had no criminal history, district judge agreed with the government that he was a danger to society. In addition to a few misdemeanor charges, he is accused of carrying, not using, a walking stick that can be used as a stun gun. He had a stun gun on him, is what you're telling me? Defendants involved in the Capitol assault and brazen I guess, well, to be honest, a lot of people are going with weapons these days to defend themselves against, not so much to attack people, but defend themselves. So anyways, defendants' involvement in the Capitol assault and brazen conduct inside the Capitol and offices pose an obvious danger. The court finds that defendants pose danger to the community because of his brazenly illegal conduct and access to firearms and weapons, like a stun gun, that remain missing. Let's see here. Prison guards instill fear in the detainees. Quote, he has definitely suffered serious injuries, including a shattered orbital floor, a broken orbital bone. His jaw was broken. His nose was broken, his lawyer said in an interview last month. Holy crap. He's currently unable to see out of her right eye. His right eye, and may permanently lose his vision. What is this? Ryan Samsel is behind bars, and he was beaten by prison guards. So that's great. That's awesome. Hey, maybe the right wing will care about justice reform now that their own side got arrested, right? Ha 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 ha. That's what the left is saying now. So, whatever. These guys are getting fucked. Nice knowing you guys. Ripperoni pepperoni. How about some hypocrisy from the news media, everybody? I love talking about news media hypocrisy. I changed the headline of these stories just to see how it comes off differently, okay? Imagine if this was the headline. I'm only teasing. Trump jokes about hitting journalists of a truck when asked about Israel. Could you imagine how the outrage would be if Trump had actually said that? Because it's not Trump. That was Biden. I'm only teasing. Biden jokes about hitting journalists of a truck. What? Yes, this really happened. Also, Democrats urge Trump administration to stop searching journalists' phone records. Oh my God, that's is it worse than Obama? I don't even know. Jeez, man, this is real tyrant stuff. This is scary stuff. Oh wait, it's fucking Biden. Biden's searching journalists' phone records. Hey, it's just he's taking after his boss Obama. What can you say? How can you be mad at him? And Yahoo News, that's like a left-wing source. They like that stuff. Oh, in the early months of the Trump administration, the Justice Department secretly obtained phone records belonging to 3 Washington Post reporters who were covering the federal probe on ties between Russia and Donald Trump's presidential campaign. Washington Post reporter Devlin Barrett weighs in on what the federal government was looking for in those records and how it may affect journalists' ability to do their job and how the Biden administration handling leaks. Wait a second. This is supposed to be why are we talking about Trump still? 2 Democrat lawmakers are urging the DOJ to prohibit agency employees from obtaining journalists' phone records to identify their sources. Simply put, the government should not collect journalists' communication records unless it's to investigate them for a crime or as part of an investigation into foreign espionage, in which case it should get a warrant, the lawmaker wrote. Now, where do I stand on this? I guess yes. Obviously, the government shouldn't be collecting journalists' phone records. It'd be nice if Democrats didn't do this shit, but they don't. So what happens is like Obama starts spying on journalists, and then Trump like continues doing that. And then Yahoo News acts like, oh my God, can you believe Trump was spying on journalists? And it's like, he's just continuing the tradition. A tradition that should be stopped. So if it stops with Trump, fine. But he'll probably start up again the next Democrats in power, which is now. Anyways, do we have any more hypocrisy stories? Yeah, I think no, that's the end of this. That's the end of this segment. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Red Mod out. Okay, guys. Serious real talk here, guys. This is real one, okay? Joe Rogan criticized, mocked after saying straight white men are silenced by woke culture. God, what an idiot. What an idiot Joe Rogan is, right? Mocked. How do we know he was mocked? Yahoo News told me. Joe Rogan is one of the most popular podcast hosts in the world. He drew mockery and criticism after he claimed on his show that straight white men are being silenced because of woke culture. Puh. Mayor of Chicago reaches her 2-year midway point as mayor. Her spokesperson says Lightfoot is granting one-on-one interviews only to brown or black journalists. And you guys think white men are being silenced. Psst. White women, too. In the episode of Joe Rogan Experience, can you make a good comedy movie anymore? No. So let's think about the last movie I saw in theaters was the Joker movie, which the director of that movie was actually known for making comedies. He actually said you couldn't make comedy movies anymore, and so he didn't. He made a serious Joker movie. Now there's some types in the movie. There's this one scene where I actually saw it as really funny. Where a spoiler alert. Where like there's a short person, there's this little person, and the Joker guy had just killed one of his coworkers in his apartment building, and he had his door locked, and the little person was trying to escape, but he couldn't reach the latch. He was trying to jump, and he couldn't reach the latch because he was too short. Because he was scared of the guy. The murder just happened, so he thinks his friend's a murderer. He's trying to run away, and he can't. The Joker has to unlock it for him, and he's like, "Thanks." And he lets him go. He doesn't kill him. It was just like, I thought that was hilarious when he was too short to fucking reach the latch on the door. Politically incorrect comedy completely. He got away with it though because it was like in a murder scene. You know, those little slips. Anyways, yeah, no, you can't make a good comedy movie anymore. I agree completely. You can never be woken up. That's the problem, he said in the podcast. It keeps going further and further, and the further down the line, you'll get to the point where you capitulate and where you agree to all these demands, and eventually you get these straight men all to talk. At Joe Rogan, okay, we're just going to jump right to the end of the article where the Yahoo News author here is a complete jack. Rogan is infamous for interviewing several controversial... Is this what he's... Really? Rogan he's famous for interviewing controversial figures. No, he's not. He's not famous. He's famous for being a Fear Factor host, comedian, famous comedian. He's infamous. Maybe in your opinion. Far-right Proud Boy. Disgraced. I don't even know what disgraced comedian Chris D'Elia, what that even means. He came under fire last night after he falsely claimed that healthy young adults do not need to get vaccinated. The podcast host later clarified in an episode, April 29th, that he is not. So again, what does this have to do with the anti-woke stuff? That he is not an anti-vax person. I'm not a doctor. I'm an effing moron. I'm a cage fighter. I'm a cage fighter commentator, he said in the episode. I'm not a respected source of information, even from me. So they're like, oh, look, we're going to get a quote of him shitting on himself. And we'll just put it at the end of the article. So here's what you think about Joe Rogan. See, he doesn't even think he's a respectable source of information. Even he thinks he's a hack. Can you believe anybody listens to this person? Even he thinks he's a dummy. Therefore, he must be a dummy. No. See, this loser here. Who wrote this? Vitello? Wilson? Jeez. These virgins need to get laid. Anyways, let's go on the next bit. Oh, shit. Check out this one, guys. I think I got a breaking story here. FBI investigates Asian American teen's death in Park County as hate crime. Colorado Sun reports. Okay. Long story short, this Asian lady was murdered. They never found out who did it. And so the FBI is now saying it was a hate crime. Based on no new evidence at all. So what I think is happening is they're trying to pump up the hate crime stats by retroactively reclassifying past crimes as hate crimes. What do you think? I think I nailed it dead on here. At least in this, it's a pattern. Let's look for it now. There's probably more cases where the FBI is gonna. This is the one that made news. Okay, think of all the cases that haven't made news, and there's like, oh yeah, that case, that was a Asian hate crime case. Flag that. And so there's next year, you're gonna see the hate crime stats just skyrocket. You like my pink tie? All right, let's go on. Do we have anything else here? Okay, we'll go to the next bit. Now, guys, I don't really have a stance of this Israel-Palestine conflict. But apparently Tom Cotton does. So let's hear him out. He's got a pretty strong opinion as a senator. I think it might carry some weight.
Where do we go from here with the Biden administration now calling for a ceasefire? Do you think Israel would listen?
They shouldn't listen, because imagine what Americans would think if a country like, say, Cuba were firing missiles and rockets into cafes in Miami and Orlando and Mobile and New Orleans. They should destroy Hamas's war machine, and we should give them the time and the space and the resources they need to totally destroy Hamas.
Where do we
time? I don't know what that means. As long as it takes. Space, all the land, resources, all of our money. You guys see that Bernie Sanders? Hold on. Bernie Sanders. Didn't he have a tweet today about funding Israel? It was borderline anti-Semitic. Something like, where was it, Bernie Sanders? You know what? I'm gonna go pull up my Instagram, which you guys should be following, by the way, because I post dank memes there every goddamn day. Instagram.com/radically.moderate. There it is. The devastation in Gaza is unconscionable. We must urge an immediate ceasefire. The killing of Palestinians and Israelis must end. We must also take a hard look at the nearly $4 billion a year in military aid to Israel. It is illegal for U.S. aid to support human rights violations. Did I just become my Bernie bro again? Where's my Bernie hat? We got a Bernie bro fever back on, baby. Okay, we're just joking here, guys. Let's go to the next bit. This next story is something I'm particularly worried about. Silicon Valley businesses required to track employees' vaccine statuses. Currently is, as the CDC announced, you don't have to wear a mask anymore if you're vaccinated, which means everyone's going to start lying about their vaccination status, which, I mean, I have to disavow. But you know how I feel about it. So you have to play safe, okay? These days you gotta dance. I'm dancing on eggshells, okay? My current company I work at has a mask mandate that's still in effect. Walmart, you don't have to wear a mask to enter anymore. If you're vaccinated, of course. Do their employees have to? I don't actually recall. So it's weird that companies are going to keep on enforcing these stupid fucking mask mandates. This is why I hate fucking engineering firms. They're goddamn nerds. They're just like Poindextering out how to minimize the infections at the cost of all of our, we're all wearing goddamn masks anymore. It's fucking ridiculous. And so we're going to keep on wearing them forever now? It's just like, because what? Because you want to... There was someone in charge of environmental health... hold on. There's someone in charge of every company that is in charge, or at least, big ones, that are in charge of, like, the safety employees, the, HR kind of stuff. And especially if there's, like, manufacturing on the premise, okay? And... that person is just going hog wild with ramping down, like, oh, we got to make sure there's no infections at all. We're tracking the infections, man. Because, I mean, if you got a large enough company, you're going to have some infections. And you're going to be like, oh, God, we got to get these numbers down, and minimizing them. And you're constantly tweaking and optimizing your process to minimize infections. Forgetting the fact you're dealing with fucking people here. And none of us want to wear the mask anymore. My company wants to have us start wearing a fucking a tracking device on us when we're at work, and that apparently is anonymized, but like doesn't even fucking matter, man. At my job, I apparently was in contact with somebody who had COVID once. They told me about it. They said, "Yeah, you were in contact with somebody who got in 6 feet of somebody. You had your mask on." And I was just like, I only contact like fucking 5 people a day at my job, so it was just creepy. They're watching me up above. Now they want me to fucking wear a tracking device. It'll do Bluetooth, do what they do, because they're stuck. They don't want to watch the cameras and track people all day. Oh my god, what a fucking nightmare! Now Silicon Valley businesses are going to required. So is this the local government here? This is what Jim Crow era laws were pretty much like. In case you guys didn't know. The stuff with the dual bathrooms back in the segregation times, local businesses didn't want to do that. Who fucking wants dual plumbing, okay? You want to have a white's bathroom and a black's bathroom? That's twice as much plumbing for your facility. For what? Yeah, exactly. And it's not like you're going to make that much more money by having 2 different bathrooms there. So... It's stupid expensive. I mean, don't even get me started on the transgender bathroom issue. Anyways. Segregation's coming now at times. Anyways. So local governments forced businesses to do that. They said, hey, you got to have segregated bathrooms. And that's how that stuff actually happened. It was the local governments forcing businesses to do dumbass shit, which was happening here again, I bet.
Silicon Valley employers now required to track who is vaccinated. But what about private?
See, it's not Silicon Valley employers opting to choose who's vaccinated.
KPIX 57 Feely is live with concerns about the reopening rule.
God, her voice doesn't match her face.
Yeah, under these new rules, companies would be required to create a list of basically who's been vaccinated and who hasn't.
Nice. Lists of who's vaccinated and who's not. I hear that Walmart isn't requiring employees to say who's vaccinated or not. But what they're doing is, if you tell the company you're vaccinated, you get a $300 bonus. Damn. That's a fucking incentive, baby. That's a fucking real cash incentive. For all those people, that's like half a paycheck, maybe. Damn. Or maybe even a whole paycheck if they're working part-time. Yeah, a lot of fucking... I think I'm going to work part-time at Walmart and show up with a fake vaccination card just so I can get the $300 and cash out. No, I'm joking. I would never do that, guys. It was a joke. Fake vaccination cards are illegal by every sense of the law, I think. Sorry, I got something in my eye there. We have to do stupid shit on this channel, okay? The world's dumb these days.
Now, privacy advocates say as soon as you create a list like this, they've got grave concerns about that information.
No, really.
Being shared with other people or government agencies outside that company.
it's pretty much a list of who's right wing and who's left wing, or who's anti-vax, who's pro-vax. That'd be a better way of saying it. But there's got to be some overlap, a lot of similarities in those two groups, in my opinion. Maybe not.
For the first time in a long time, I feel optimistic.
Gross.
With vaccination rates going up and infections going down, Dr. Sarah Cody announced that Santa Clara County was lifting most of its local public health orders, with the exception of some new rules for businesses.
All businesses and governmental entities must determine the vaccination status of all their personnel within 14 days.
Wait.
Rules for businesses, lifting most of its local public going down. Dr. Sarah
Optimistic.
With
Santa Clara Public Health Director. So, doctor issuing orders.
Vaccination rates going up
from above.
Infections going down. Dr. Sarah Cody announced that Santa Clara County was lifting most of its local public health orders, with the exception.
We're listing all of our orders, with the exception that
of some new rules for businesses.
All businesses and governmental entities must
Santa Clara County Council lawyer
determine the
So they got the lawyer out here speaking.
vaccinations.
Look at this. He's got this stupid vaccination card check on him. Oh my God, what a cringe loser.
Status of all their personnel within 14 days.
Businesses will use that information, the county says, to determine what safety measures are appropriate for the workplace. Companies where everyone has been vaccinated will have fewer rules to follow.
Oh my fucking God. That's so evil. Fucking A. I didn't know where they're going with this shit, you guys. God damn, that is just fucking evil.
Privacy advocates, however, say they are troubled by businesses being required to collect private medical data like vaccination status.
California has always been very protective of privacy rights. More so than
Not
a lot of other
anymore.
states. And as you continue to collect information like...
Hey, listen. Your right to get an abortion came from your right to privacy, from your Fourth Amendment right for nobody to know that you were having a private medical procedure, a right that only exists for a pregnant woman who wants to terminate her fetus. Anyways.
Like this, you are going to increase the impact on privacy rights.
Business leaders say companies...
My point was that they want to expand that right. They care about that right to privacy a whole fuck ton. But this right, the vaccine privacy, no.
Companies have the right legally not only to collect that information, but to require employees to get vaccinated, especially if they plan to return to work in person.
I'm imagining a world where vaccination becomes a requirement.
Why? Why? No. I do not imagine that world where vaccination becomes a requirement. You're a tyrant. I imagine a world where you're on a rocket launch somewhere. Maybe into Israel or Palestine.
It's easy to imagine is because we already have the historical precedent for it. It is a requirement. Vaccination is a requirement for public schools, other public institutions.
And what about the average worker caught now between their employer and this new public health order? We found a mix of concern and questions.
I feel if they were going to ask employees to be vaccinated, they should also require anybody who comes into a store to be vaccinated.
No! You fucking idiot. No, that's not what... You took this the wrong fucking... God damn it. But here's the thing, though. They chose this guy because he said what they wanted him to say. They wanted to push this narrative.
I think it's important to know who is and who isn't for just the peace of mind for the people who are.
Devin, does the county require businesses to turn over their record of who's been vaccinated?
Yeah, I want to be really clear about this. Right now, there is no reporting requirement. Companies
Man, she's got a long
have
face.
to turn that information over, but that still doesn't sit well with privacy advocates. They say once you require companies to collect this information and to generate this list, they say it's really not that far-fetched to imagine a scenario when the Public Health Department or some other government agency then demands that you turn that information over to them.
All right, they think it's a slippery slope. All right, Devin, thank you.
Oh. Guys, listen. It's a slippery slope, you fucking tinfoil conspiracy theorist. I mean, it was only 15 days to slow the spread. How many fucking days has it been? The slippery slope? Fucking bitch. God damn it. Fucking A, man. Are you fucking shitting me? Oh, it's just a slippery slope. Yeah, I think it's proven the slippery slope is pretty goddamn slippery. This is such a dangerous precedent. You want to keep a good eye on the vaccinated. When body parts start... hello, Robinovitz. I disagree. She's not hot. Anyway, that's the end of this segment here. I thought that was fucking crazy. If you guys think this article is fucking crazy or nuts, leave a like down below, subscribe, share with your friends. Spread around, seriously. I'm a tiny channel. Any little bit helps me grow. Math is racist, yes. That's why they have to diversify math. Didn't you not hear about that? They're trying to make math more equitable. Whatever. I thought Common Core was bad enough. I don't even know what the hell this is, but yeah, good luck. Good luck, kids. Good luck, kids. There we go. All right. Where do we want to go here? How about a white pill? Everybody loves a good white pill. Supreme Court of the United States. Caniglia v. Stramail. Cert. The United States Court of Appeals for the First Circuit. Argued March 24, 2021. Decided May 17th. Yesterday. During an argument with his wife, petitioner Edward Caniglia placed a handgun on the dining table and asked his wife to shoot him and get it over with, end quote. His wife instead left the home and spent the night at a hotel. The next morning, she was unable to reach her husband by phone, so she called the police to request a welfare check. The responding officers accompanied Caniglia's wife to the home, where they encountered Caniglia on the porch. I'm not saying his name right at all. I apologize, but let's continue. The officers called an ambulance based on the belief that he posed a risk to himself or others. Caniglia agreed to go to the hospital for a psychiatric evaluation on the condition that the officers not confiscate his firearms. But once Caniglia left, the officers located and seized his weapons. So they stole from him. Great. Caniglia sued, claiming the officers had entered his home and seized his firearms without a warrant in violation of the Fourth Amendment. The district court granted summary judgment to the officers. So the district court said the officers did right. The First Circuit Court affirmed. So they appealed for it, and they lost appeal, which that was probably a downer for them. So they appealed to the Supreme Court, baby. Good for them. Extrapolating the court's decision in Katie versus Dombrowski, a theory that the officer's removal of Caniglia and his firearm from his house was justified by a community caretaker exception to the warrant requirement held. Neither the holding nor the logic of Katie justifies warrantless searches and seizures in the home. Katie held that a warrantless search of an impounded vehicle for an unsecured firearm did not violate the Fourth Amendment. Okay, guys, think about that, though. That different set of facts completely here. Impounded vehicle is when the vehicle is in possession of the police. So, if there was a gun inside a impounded car and somebody broke into the impounded lot and then got a hold of the gun and did some crimes with it, it would kind of be partly the police's fault. That's where he got the gun from the car that was in police's custody. So they are going to search the car that's in their custody for any illegal stuff too. But searching somebody's house, the home is sacred. In reaching this conclusion, the court noted that the officers who patrol the public highways are often called to discharge non-criminal, quote, community caretaking functions, end quote, such as responding to disabled vehicles or investigating accidents. But searches of vehicles and homes are constitutionally different, as the Cady opinion repeatedly stressed. So this was an opinion. They said, hey, this is different, but the First Circuit ignored it. The very core of the Fourth Amendment guarantee is the right of a person to retreat into his or her home and therefore be free from unreasonable government intrusion. A recognition and exercise of community caretaking tasks, like rendering aid to a motorist in disabled vehicles, is not an open-ended license to perform them anywhere. Vacated and remanded. Thomas delivered the opinion of unanimous court. Everyone agreed. It's pretty short. There you go. Can I just read this part? Oh yes, this is the different. The opinion of the court. Here we go. The opinion's the good part. It's all the good part. It's a fucking great opinion. All 9 of justices agreed that they shouldn't have fucking gone into somebody's house to take their guns because he was acting a little wonky. Decades ago, this court held that a warrantless search of an impounded vehicle for unsecured firearm did not violate the Fourth Amendment right. In reaching this conclusion, the court observed that police officers who patrol the public highways are often called to discharge non-criminal community caretaking functions, such as responding to disabled vehicles and investigating accidents. The question today is whether Cady's acknowledgement of these caretaking duties creates a standalone doctrine that justifies warrantless searches and seizures in the home. It does not. Yeah, cops just can't break into your house, take your shit for your protection, because, you know, you were saying a little you said some scary stuff on Twitter. You said you were feeling really depressed today. So we're going to have to take away that firearm. During an argument with his wife at the Rhode Island home, we know the facts already. Petitioner sued. We read that part already, according to the First Circuit. Accordingly, the First Circuit saw no need to consider whether anyone had consented to the respondent's actions. Okay, we're going to back up a little bit here. Petitioner sued, claiming that respondents violated the Fourth Amendment when they entered his home and seized his firearms without a warrant. The district court granted summary judgment to the respondents, and the First Circuit affirmed solely on the grounds that the decision to remove petitioner and his firearms from the premise fell within the community caretaking exception to the warrant requirement. This community caretaking exemption, they really wanted to stretch that wide open, didn't they? First, in the First Circuit, they thought that cops could break into your house and steal your guns for your protection. That's amazing. I'm glad the Supreme Court shut them down. Citing the court's statement in Cady that police often have non-criminal reasons to interact with motorists on the public highways. Yeah, oh great, public highways means we can go inside your house. The First Circuit extrapolated a freestanding community caretaking exception that applies to both cars and homes. Threats to an individual community safety are not confined to the highways. Accordingly, the First Circuit saw no need to consider whether anyone had consented to the respondent's actions, whether these actions were justified by exigent circumstances, or whether any state law permitted this kind of mental health intervention. All that mattered was the respondent's efforts to protect petitioner and those around him were, quote, distinct from the normal work of criminal investigation, end quote, and fell, quote, within the realm of reason, end quote, and generally tracked what the court viewed to be sound police procedure. Regrant certiorari. So the First Circuit was saying all that mattered that the police were trying to protect him and those around him. And that's within their line of criminal duty. That's what police do. And this guy was a threat to himself. So we get to break into your house. The Fourth Amendment protects the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. The very core of this argument is that the right of a man to retreat into his own home and therefore be free from resources or government intrusion. Florida v. Jardine. To be sure, the Fourth Amendment does not prohibit all unwelcome intrusions on private property, only unreasonable ones that have thus recognized a few permissible invasions of the home and its curtilage. Perhaps the most familiar, for example, are searches and seizures pursuant to a warrant. Collins v. Virginia. We've also held that law enforcement officers may enter private property without a warrant when certain exigent circumstances exist, including the need to render emergency assistance to an injured occupant or to protect an occupant from imminent injury, or if hot pursuit too. The First Circuit's based prism, I don't know what that is. The First Circuit's community caretaking rule, however, goes beyond anything the court has recognized. The decision below assumed that respondents lacked a warrant or consent and expressly disclaimed the possibility that they were reacting to a crime. The court also declined to consider whether any recognized exigent circumstances were present because the respondents had forfeited the point. So the police didn't even say that there were exigent circumstances. They didn't even bother to argue that. They said, no, we're allowed to do this. Or, if someone says, shoot me, and they have a gun, that means you're allowed to take their gun. That's what these police thought. If you have a weapon and you ask your wife to shoot you with it, the police can now go into your house and take your gun. That's what the First Circuit thought. Nor did it find that respondents' actions were akin to what a private citizen might have had the authority to do if petitioner's wife had approached a neighbor for assistance instead of police. So, for example, the community caretaking example is the police can do stuff similar to what a neighbor could do. So, for example, a neighbor could help render assistance to a motorist on the side of the road. You see it all the time, motorists helping other motorists. And that's what the police can do too if they want to. Or they can arrest you for having a taillight out, anyways, or ticket you. So if the petitioner's wife had approached a neighbor instead of the police, none of this would have happened. Neither the holding nor the logic of Katie justified the approach. True, Katie involved a warrantless search for a firearm, but the location of the search was an impounded vehicle, not a home. A constitutional difference that an opinion repeatedly stressed. In fact, Katie expressly contrasts the treatment of a vehicle already under police control with a search of a car in a parking lot adjacent to a dwelling place of an owner. So they were saying, you probably can't even search that car, so I don't know how they expanded Katie to be, you can go inside your house. Katie's unmistakable distinction between vehicles and homes also places in the proper context its reference to community caretaking. This quote comes from a portion of the opinion explaining that the frequency of which vehicles can become disabled and involved in accidents on public roadways often requires police to perform non-criminal community caretaking functions, such as providing aid to motorists. But this recognition that police often perform many civic tasks in modern society is just that, a recognition that these tasks exist and are not an open-ended license to perform them anywhere. What is reasonable for vehicles is different from what is reasonable for homes. Katie acknowledges much that, and this court has repeatedly declined to expand the scope of the exception of the warrant requirement to permit warrantless entries in the home. Collins. Thus, we vacate the judgment below and remand for further proceedings consistent with this opinion. It is so ordered. Whew. All right, that's the important decision. There's other little bitch-ass decisions on here from Roberts and Alito. These guys wanted to talk about the red flag bullshit some more. Nah. Red flag laws are bullshit too. They should straight up say red flag laws are unconstitutional too. That's what they should have done. That'd be hilarious. And if you guys like this type of content, leave a like down below, subscribe, share with your friends. Radically Moderate here. All right. File this news story under the awesome playlist. Diner news owner sublimely turns tables on snitches to COVID hotline. We deserve to know who we can trust. The owner of That One Place Diner has turned the tables on tattletales who called Washington State Police COVID snitch line to report people are eating. Craig Kennedy, savage and reportedly, so what did he do? So Tattletales made 260 complaints against him to the COVID hotline to his car-themed restaurant at the Port Orchard Strip Mall since May of 2020. It seems like he's not a fan of the local governor. So what did he do? He printed out a list. Apparently, it's a public record. Every complaint made is a public record. So he kind of doxed them, if you will. Looks like we might get some first and last names on here. Yeah, JCV, Port O. Restaurant posted on Facebook that would be open the day for in-person dining. Port O. Restaurant opened for dine-in for Memorial Day. No masks and social distancing. They are serving dine. Absolutely unacceptable. This is a danger to everyone. We just had a positive case. They need to be stopped. Courtney County has moved to phase 2, yet they have table service dine-in. They shared their opening for dine-in on Facebook. Restaurant is doing inside dining, and the owner has publicly stated he's actively going against Governor Inslee's mandate for my county. What a bunch of losers, right? The people are linking to their Facebook. People are eating. What? It literally says people are eating. That one right there. No, I'm not even fucking with you. It says people are eating. People are eating. Oh God, no. People are eating? Okay. Looks like maybe they censored some of these words. So, apparently, it's a small town of Port Orchard, 13,000 people. He told the Hero TV he had an obligation to tell human members who he could trust. So yeah, the local TV station's probably trying to dunk on him and saying, oh.
By concerned citizens during the pandemic, calling out local businesses breaking safety guidelines.
Oh, they were just concerned citizens calling out businesses breaking local safety. Oh, shut the fuck up. You two are assholes too.
Yeah, but not everyone realized their information would be made public. Yeah. And they probably never imagined it would be put on a poster inside the very business they ratted out. Cover 7's Kevin Coe takes us inside that restaurant and speaks with the owner, who is now being accused of harassment.
Oh, the irony. He's just, this isn't canceling. He's just holding them accountable. No, it's not harassment. Holding people accountable is not harassment.
Here at That One Place. So here is the list that everybody calls the tattle.
They're blurring it because they don't want to dox the people.
Tiller's list. You'll find that one list.
Oh my God, they don't want to say the names.
If you want to tell on your neighbors, then your neighbors deserve to know who you are. Plain and simple.
But it's not that simple.
But it's not that simple. I love to suck cock. I work for the local news.
Say the people on the list.
Posting people's names, that's like a hit list.
That's like a hit list. Oh, I tried to get your business shut down. Your livelihood and your family and all your employees would have gotten fucked. But now, people are gonna... So hold on, are you afraid of getting doxxed? Why are you talking to the fucking news then? With your face not even covered.
Had no idea why I was getting phone calls.
Now you're on the news too.
Of hate.
It all started
You're getting phone calls of hate.
in May.
How did people get your phone number? Whoa, 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 whoa. How'd they get your phone number? How'd they get your phone number? Dude, do you think she put her phone number on the form and it got made public? Oh.
Of 2020. Port Orchard resident and veteran Sean
Veteran
reported that one place reopened for indoor dining against lockdown orders.
You don't care to wave on.
Cairo 7 was there.
We didn't know anything about the pandemic or the virus. Hospitals were overflowing.
Watkins filed one
overflowing
of 260 complaints against that one place. So did Cynthia Landry, a healthcare worker, when that one place opened again in January, also against lockdown orders.
God, yes, I did, and I'm proud of it.
Oh, you're proud of narking on them. Okay.
But then, Landry says, she started getting some strange phone calls.
Calling me a stupid, telling me that I'm full of...
And Watkins.
And you're a narc.
Got messages from strangers on Facebook. Is this you on the list?
Dude, that's hilarious.
And the one thing connecting these two Port Orchard residents together is that one place.
You don't want to wake up and feel
owned by Craig Kennedy.
We're only trying to take care of our own. Why do you need to call the government?
No, see, you're an evil person. You're a crazy bad person. How dare you dox these innocent people trying to hold you accountable?
But over here, then, this is my favorite room.
Kennedy showed us around his restaurant.
I would have just told these guys to gotten fucked.
From 1912.
Part man cave.
Yeah, I'm into cars.
Okay, good. Part community hub for the homeless.
It's called a blessing box. And so our community puts food in it and keeps clothing in it.
Kennedy says he has nothing to hide, and neither should the people who reported his restaurant.
So the people
and that's why he put up this poster, which lists names, phone numbers, and email addresses.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Oh, that's awesome.
For some of the people who filed complaints against his restaurant.
Oh my God.
All information legally obtained through a public records request.
What are you accomplishing by leaving that thing up there right now?
It's called retribution. Okay? I actually want to call some of these people out. Some of our neighbors think it's okay to try to get a business shut down because of their opinion of safety. Oh, I see people doing things I don't consent to. They're cucks. It's if like you see two people having consensual sex and you're like, I don't consent to that. Someone has to stop that. That's rape. I don't consent. No, shut the fuck up.
Entertainment.
He claims anything that happens from the list outside his restaurant is outside his control. He also put this disclaimer by the list stating, we are not advocating for any contact or retaliation.
Yeah, you know what though? Do it though.
For people that have been contacted, have been harassed.
Nobody's been harassed.
No one.
I ask you to show that.
Who cares? It's not your responsibility for other people's actions though. Doesn't fucking matter. Say it's not my fault. It's not my responsibility.
Show you proof.
So I called one of the people.
Oh, I'm trying to hold them accountable.
Who called Cynthia, a number she saved in her
God,
phone.
what a
Yeah, here
bitch.
it is right here. Idiot that called about that one place.
That's when a man picked up who says he lives in Port Orchard and saw the list.
You kind of took that next step to actually call one of the people.
Yeah, because I was off. Because people want to report these guys for what? Trying to help each other out. It's not like they're there to kill people.
I also showed Kennedy the message Watkins received.
This person, you're smiling. The smile on your face tells me that you don't think that's harassment, right?
You know, if you don't want to be on that list, don't turn in your neighbors.
Oh!
Has been up since.
And he won't take it down.
With one exception.
Yeah, I took the sign down.
Ben is Cynthia Landry's son.
That's called doxing.
So here we have the local Antifa, unmasked, committing property damage, as they're known to do, staying with his mom for a racism shirt. These two proud progressive people.
You know, that's a thing that people do, put up their other people's personal information in a retaliatory fashion.
Yeah, the left would never dox anybody. No, it's fucking holding someone accountable for their actions.
When Ben retaliated himself by going to the restaurant and taking down the poster.
Tore it down.
This report by Port Orchard Police shows the incident was quickly resolved, with Ben agreeing to return the list.
Other people's personal information in a retaliatory fashion.
That's when Ben
It's public information, though.
Going to the restaurant and taking down the poster.
Taking down?
By Port Orchard Police
Oh, let's read some of this report here. Male came inside. Male became Male came ins verba with RP, tore down poster inside. White male, mid-30s. Description, height, weight. Left turn in. Customer left that one place posted flyer up with names on list and contact information. Who was upset
it was quickly resolved
that the business did not shut down during COVID. Callers took down the poster for asking for.
With Ben agreeing to return the list. After we left Port.
Now who's doxing who? No, look at these fucking assholes here. These news media are all like, You think you're fucking smart with your little FOIA request, putting this list up, you asshole, holding these COVID people responsible? Look what this guy does, though. He will fucking FOIA this information for the guy who's supposedly on his side, I guess.
The incident was
He doesn't have a side, he's a part. Yeah, he's a fucking asshole, okay? He's on the asshole side. He'll get this public information gladly. But don't you post. And look, he's posting the whole thing. Unredacted at all.
Resolved with Ben agreeing to return the list. After we left Port Orchard, the dust-up moved to Facebook.
I mean, I think that's worse than doxing, showing someone's arrest record.
Where Kennedy tracked down Cynthia Landry and then posted this picture of her on his Facebook profile, writing, "This lady is a disgusting pig. Go to her page and read the things she says."
Oh, how dare you see the things she says.
Know that retaliation is going to happen. And if you don't know that, you're an idiot.
It's not retaliation, it's holding them accountable.
Now, Kennedy appears convinced.
Yeah, we've all learned what happens. You called KRO to whine.
Landry or someone else on
which happens, yeah. No, look at here. The KIRO is a bunch of tattletale narcs, too. These reporters are all basic bitch cocks.
It was actually this person, who we'll call TG.
Like, actually disgusts you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does on a big level.
TG lives in Port Orchard and called us because they feel the list is pulling Port Orchard apart.
How about the fact neighbors were turning on neighbors? They're the assholes. They need to be fucking realized, oh fuck, I'm an asshole. And think about what the fuck they did. How about they have some bit of a self-reflection instead of saying, oh, business needs to stop holding us accountable. This isn't fair. Oh, gotta hate these fucking assholes. Small town journalists are just as bad as big town journalists.
And it doesn't get much more divisive than that.
So the obvious solution to TG, the Landrys, and Watkins,
take the list down.
Oh, everyone who's being held accountable wants it taken down. Look. The three people who are being held accountable don't want to be held accountable anymore. Wow.
When does it need to come down?
I guess when it's over with. I don't know.
When COVID's over with.
I'm going to leave it up until the people stop crying about it.
No matter whom you talk to in this story, every single person makes the same two claims. One, they're being harassed, and two, they're just doing their job. Well, that sentiment continues.
Wait, who's just doing their job? What?
It's over with. I don't know. I'm going to leave it up until people stop crying about it.
No matter whom you talk to in this story, every single person makes the same two claims. One, they're being harassed, and two, they're just doing their job. Well, that sentiment continues with Craig, who says he's being harassed by L&I.
And you're harassing him too by trying to paint him in a negative light with your story.
Craig faces fines of up to $132,000.
Oh, look at this. Oh, yeah, we got to mention how he's facing all these fines. Yep. What an awful person. See, he's facing all these fines. Shut up, you fucking poor-ass reporter. He's got a business. Probably makes more than you.
All for staying open during the statewide shutdown.
Yeah, good for him.
It's just doing its job. I'm Kevin Coe with Craig, who says he's being harassed by L&I. Craig faces fines of up to $132,000, all for staying open during the statewide shutdown. L&I tells us it's just doing its job. I'm Kevin Coe for Cairo 7 News.
Yeah, and you support that, you fucking tyrant. God, you need to be locked up. Can we, Man, I've never hated somebody so much in my life. Yeah, I know, right? But good for him. Here are just a few reasons complainers gave for dropping a dime on Kennedy. People are eating. Absolutely unacceptable. I recovered those. The restaurant urged people not to contact them. Yeah, where can I get a hold of this list, though? Can I get a hold of this list? They were live on Facebook. Oh, fuck. Oh, that was close. I'm not supposed to open up Facebook on live stream anymore. I always end up doxing myself. We don't do that anymore. Alright, if you guys like this type of content, leave a like down below. Subscribe, share with your friends. Rad mod out of here. Yeah, I know, right? At first, I thought it was a little bulky, but dude, I got this brand new pink shirt and it matches the tie perfectly. I was like, this fucking pink tie. I never have a fucking reason to wear it, but now I finally got a fucking shirt that matches it. I'm so fucking excited about that. I'm doing like an internal training at my company tomorrow, and they told us to dress up. So yeah, thought I'd get a little run through of the old fancy business suit. Business. Sucking dicks. You guys hear about Bitcoin? Bitcoin's dying. Alright. Have you guys seen this 10-year-old kid? This 10-year-old kid's crazy. It's sad. I don't even want to play it. You've probably already seen it. Do we have any more stories? Stories? Do we have any more stories? It's a kind of long bit here. Jeez, this is a long article. Okay, but let's dive into it. Do this article, and then we'll be done for tonight, okay? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. No, but also my necktie looks fly. A matter of opinion. Project Veritas, the New York Times, a bitter defamation suit. The New York Supreme Court, which is the lower one, last November, the conservative website Project Veritas launched its defamation suit against the New York Times, in much the same way the Veritas founder, James O'Keefe, launched his viral videos with a full philosophy of accusations. Many of the allegations listed in the suit, an attempt to show Sorry, I let my cat out. An attempt to show Times reporter Maggie Astor was biased against the conservatives. Not just biased, because she was once interviewed by the New York Sun while wearing a shirt she said, "I hated Bush before it was cool." Although it isn't wrong, Veritas lawyers leave out the fact that this happened more than 13 years ago when Astor was a first-year student at Barnard College. The Times is being sued because of how it characterized 2 Veritas videos which ran last September and alleged voter fraud in Minneapolis. Astor's story, as quoted in the suit, called a Veritas video deceptive, and said O'Keefe and his colleagues have a long history of releasing manipulated or selectively edited footage. Astor noted that Veritas released its first video just an hour after a big scoop about Donald Trump's tax returns, and she quoted an academic research group saying that a series of Veritas promoting tweets by Trump and others resembled a coordinated disinformation campaign. To many journalists, those statements would seem uncontroversial, the litigation nuance. But Veritas recently scored an important win when a New York justice rebuffed the Times' efforts to get the suit dismissed. That means the Times, which has appealed the ruling, may now face a protracted court battle, and each side soon be imposing onerous discovery and depositions on others, reporters, and editors. James is very excited for this part. When you get to depose somebody, you get to ask any question you want, any way you want. I mean, they don't have the answer. You can get objections. But these are often released. Like Alex Jones' depositions were just released instantly. And that was and they have to answer questions truthfully under oath. And they know they're being filmed and everything they say will be released. And it gets really spicy. Veritas filed its suit in the New York Supreme Court, a trial court whose justices hear cases at a county level. In this case, Westchester County, a New York City suburb where Veritas' office is located. There's evidence that the suit was a hot potato, 2 Supreme Justices said, including Alexander Murphy, the daughter of New York State's Chief Judge, quickly recused themselves without providing a rationale. Interesting. The decision in Veritas' case got little notice in mainstream or progressive media. Even the Times didn't mention it, but it enthusiastically covered in conservative outlets such as The Federalist and The Washington Examiner. A Twitter banned Trump took a video so he could congratulate Veritas on its win. Whatever you can do for their legal defense fund or with them all the way, they do incredible work. The Times isn't Veritas' only target these days. Last month, O'Keefe filed a defamation suit against Twitter after it kicked him off the platform, while Veritas has filed another defamation lawsuit against CNN. You watch out, CJR. You could be next. The Times, in its response to the lawsuit, argued that Astor and another defendant, reporter Tiffany Sue, were either telling readers the truth or, quote, putting, quote, unverifiable expressions of opinion into their news stories. So which was it, though? Were they telling the truth or were they just putting opinion? And how are we supposed to know the difference? The last bit is a handy term among media lawyers. The idea that since most opinions can't be true or false, they can't serve as a basis of defamation suit. As Times spokeswoman Daniel Rhodes had told me, the term opinion has special meaning in defamation law, one that differs from the common understanding of the term. Adding to it refers to a descriptive statement that helps readers understand the significance of news. In that sense, you could say that the Times is portraying opinion as something closer to analysis or color. Like when a sports writer says the ball game that day was on a beautiful day, rather than reporting it was 74 degrees, or describes the shortstop as clumsy instead of noting that he made 3 errors. If that was the distinction, it was lost on the justices in the case. Oh, no. I don't think it was that distinction, though. They were saying that it was deceptively edited, but it wasn't deceptively edited. that's the thing, though. So it's like, and you get, well, their opinion. Well, no, it's more like it's a lie then, because it clearly wasn't. Legalese, lol. Charles D. Wood, who was elected on a 14-year term as Republican in 2009, Wood noted Veritas' argument that a reasonable reader would expect a news reporter's statement to be assertions of fact and not opinion. He added, if a writer injects an opinion in a news article and will seek to claim legal protections as opinion, it stands to reason that the writer should have an obligation to alert the reader. And then he goes on to say, and the court. So like, hey, if you want legal protections, you got to let people know you want those legal protections. You just can't say, oh, I want legal protections now when they're convenient, when the whole time you're posing as if you don't need legal protections because you're saying risky things. By framing his decision that way, Wood highlighted the key irony of the case. A court is pointing to Project Veritas as a possible victim of unethical journalistic conduct. Yeah, maybe they were. Maybe people were lying about Project Veritas this whole time. Meanwhile, the New York Times must counter the blowback that comes from arguing that its reporter put opinion. However, it's defined into news stories. New York Times puts its opinion in news stories. This isn't a... So when you get the front page of the news section, that's not news, that's opinion. There might be some news in there, but it's mostly opinion. The Veritas piece at the heart of the Times case opens with a Snapchat video featuring a man named Laban Mohammed, and known as, he's speaking Somali and English, to no one in particular, about absent ballots that he had collected on behalf of his brother. His car is littered with envelopes. He's seen saying some words I probably can't repeat on YouTube. It isn't clear from the video what's in the envelopes, or when it was shot, or who was behind whatever was going on. What, do you think it was a high stage production? You think this guy's got a film crew? Why would somebody have a fuck ton of envelopes laying around in a car during election time? What's going on? The video then cuts to another Somali man in Minneapolis, Amar Jamal, who serves as Veritas' key on the record source. Some of Jamal's quotes leave a lot to the imagination. Here's what a Veritas subtitles reads, with its parentheses, not mine. I think he, Laban Mohammed, was working for both Ilhan Omar and Jamal, but I think he was more with Ilhan Omar, referring to Democrat Congressman from Minneapolis. Mohammed at that point is seen saying a campaign is managed by money. You cannot campaign with $200 or $100 you got from your grandmother or grandfather. You got to have fundraisers. Most politicians would fully agree. But there's more in this vein. An unnamed ballot harvester with a pixelated face makes allegations about Ilhan's campaign. Unnamed, unseen former political workers talk about taking absentee ballots from voters. Someone identified as Jamal member of the state Democratic Party says several ballots were returned blank. Another chapter of video, Mohammed says to a woman in Somali, there are winners and losers, right? She responds, yeah, they will win with the Japanese, but there's no indication of who the Japanese are or what their resemblance might be. Oh, this is flack right here. This is chaff. They're trying to distract us. Throughout the video, videos are cut and spliced together in a way to make it difficult to tell what's been independently verified. See, now these reporters here at CGR are doing what the Times did. They're trying to say it was deceptively edited. Throughout the video, cuts and spliced together in a way that makes it difficult to tell. Really? Maybe it's because you're fucking stupid. Maybe that's why it's difficult to tell what's been independently verified. Nevertheless, the video was a sensation on the right. Then President Trump blasted out his endorsement. and his son, Don Jr., and a host of other conservative activists. The video, another one that Veritas released the next day, came under scrutiny by mainstream news outlets, some of which wrote that Veritas' work was shoddy. USA Today analysis stated that a fact-checked column that, based on our research, the claim that Veritas discovered voter fraud scheme is false. There are many aspects that are impossible to corroborate. One of the most withering reviews came from the Election Integrity Partnership, who, a nonprofit backed by Stanford scientists at the University of Washington, that researches the spread of misinformation on the web. What does that have to do with election integrity? It's spread of misinformation. That sounds Orwellian. They reported on September 29th that Veritas Video made several falsifiable claims. Falsifiable claims? Yeah, your news article is making falsifiable claims too, technically. Many claims are falsifiable, which means they can be proven false. Anyways, made several falsifiable claims that had either been debunked by subsequent reporting or without any factual support. They went on to show that O'Keefe had teased in advance that the first video was originally to be posted September 28th, but they published it a day earlier, shortly after Trump's expose of Trump's tax returns. Now, they do these little teaser things. About an hour after the academic report came out, Astor's story in the Times went live. So the CJR is completely obfuscating the fact that this video from Project Veritas went live when? The 28th? We're gonna find out when it went live. They're not telling us. They haven't mentioned a date yet. Oh, they don't say. They never said. So, the CJR here is being deceptive by not stating the fact that Maggie Astor, her story went live an hour after the academic report came out. The academic report that came out like that night of that Cave's video came out. So he had teased in advance. The video was originally posted December 28th, but they published it a day early, so the 27th. An hour after the report came live, so the time here is really muddled and they're not being very clear about it. But that's why we knew that there was Astor allegedly communicated with the academics in the report to get a scoop and kind of feed them information back and forth. Here is our lead. A deceptive video released on Sunday by conservative activist James O'Keefe, which claimed to be through identified sources with no verifiable evidence that Representative Ilhan Omar campaign had collected ballots illegally, was part of a coordinated disinformation effort, according to research at Stanford University and University of Washington. Astor's adds that O'Keefe's and Project Veritas have a long history of releasing manipulated and subtly edited footage purportedly to show illegal conduct by Democrats and liberal groups. The story points out the characteristics of the video to show why some allegations are unsubstantiated, but provides less evidence for why it's deceptive. Astor didn't seek comment from Veritas, nor did she provide a link to the video. Also, you're forgetting the fact that Veritas video went live and she posted this immediately afterwards about reaching out. She said she didn't try to reach out to Veritas, which goes against New York Times things request for comment. She didn't reach out to the people in the video either. Are you not going to look into that CJR? The Times story also didn't mention incidents where James gave more distant past, such as his guilty plea for his role in a scheme to infiltrate the Democratic U.S. Senator's office, or the $100,000 he paid to settle suit in California by a man who said he illegally taped an illegal. Okay, I don't care about this stuff. He's filming people illicitly. Oh no, He's an undercover reporter. Both of his crimes are related to his job. I don't care. You're not really painting him in the bad picture. Now are you, CJR? You're making him kind of look like a badass, actually. God, these reporters are so stupid. Especially the one writing this article. Bill Gruskin. God. Elizabeth Locke, an attorney for Project Veritas, who wrote for the Time to seek a retraction to state that the academic report was fraught with factual errors and its own violation of basic journalistic standards. She also provided a line-edited version of Astrid's story that included changes in her story that would fully gut the original article, starting with a revised headline: Project Veritas debunks researchers claim viral video was coordinated disinformation campaign. The Times did not take up Locke's offer to publish her revisions. Oh my God. So, okay. Project Veritas debunks researchers' claims of viral video. Researchers speculate the timing of the video, which showed ballots harvesting by individuals Project Veritas sources claim to be connected on tomorrow, indicates that several conservatives, including Donald Trump, may have known about it in advance. But Project Veritas has demonstrated through its own analysis of the New York Times and the Election Integrity Project website that the research and that this New York Times article were part of a coordinated disinformation campaign. So yeah, the actual real coordinated disinformation campaign came from the New York Times and the Election Integrity Project, who worked together to try to bury the story and smear James O'Keefe. Update. This article has been updated to reflect the statements from Project Veritas. The Times regrets the decision not to call Project Veritas before publication. We regret our decision not to disclose to our readers that the Times coordinated with Election Integrity Project to publish this article based on and to promote the Election Integrity Project's research about Project Veritas before it was publicly available. The same content we have claimed. So yeah, they were working on the Election Integrity Project before it was publicly available. That's pretty bad. We'll go on via court filing. The following week, Sue cited Veritas video in a story headline. Conservative News cites fuel voter fraud misinformation. She wrote a video, claimed to quote named sources or verifiable evidence that the campaign for Representative Ilhan Moore was collecting illegal ballots. Like asked her, she didn't ask Veritas for comment, nor did she link the videos in her article. Several days later, Veritas filed its suit. It chose well in its counsel. Locke successfully represented a University of Virginia dean who was defamed by Rolling Stone in a bogus story about a campus rape. She also had been part of a legal team representing the former vice president candidate Sarah Palin, whose defamation against the Times, filed nearly 4 years ago, will move to a full-blown federal trial later this year. Ooh, that sounds interesting. And her firm is now representing Dominion Voting Systems in its litigation against Rudy Giuliani and others who peddled false conspiracy theories about 2020 elections. Oh, that's kind of scary for Rudy Giuliani. The Times' strategy of saying its reporters put opinion in the news articles isn't crazy. Yeah, but it's evil. Hey, listen. Clubbing seals to death to skin them for their fur, that's really precious, isn't crazy. Okay? It's not crazy. Child slavery? It isn't crazy, man. I mean, let's be honest here. It's not that crazy of an idea. What's next? Any word on the global internet outages? I don't know. YouTube is down for a little bit. Its lawyer successfully used the argument that in December in persuading a federal judge to dismiss a defamation lawsuit filed by anti-immigration activists who have been characterized at times as white supremacists. So yeah, someone calls you a white supremacist, that's opinion. I'm surprised CJR didn't actually call them white supremacists. Locke, in an interview, told me that the Times erred in using this strategy in Veritas' case. Maggie and Tiffany are news reporters. These pieces we sued on are in the news page, not the editorial page. That context matters. As I began working on this story in April, I emailed Locke to request an interview. I didn't hear back from him right away, but a few hours later, I did hear from my colleagues at Columbia Journalism School, where I'm a professor. Where I'm a professor. I've got to make sure I name drop that guy. I'm a professor. A Project Veritas crew had made its way into the school without advance notice, and despite COVID restrictions on visitors, they were walking in the halls looking for me. As it happens, I wasn't in the office that day. Really? But a lot of students were, and a few of them interviewed O'Keefe outside. After the campus security came to clear the Veritas team out. O'Keefe emailed me. You fucking bitch, man. You avoided him. You hid in your office. O'Keefe emailed me that afternoon. William, I'm at the Columbia University for the next 1 to 2 hours today. If you want to meet up briefly for an interview. James. I told him I'd speak of him later. I did call him a few weeks after that in a conference call that included Jared Eade, Veritas' chief legal officer. I asked some detailed questions about the videos. For instance, when Liban Mohammed, the man of the ballots, was interviewed by Veritas, was he aware whom he was speaking with? Why does it matter? I wouldn't know what Liban was or was not aware of, replied Ed. Certainly we do not tell our subjects that we are recording them. Oh, you see? You can't trust them. They record people without telling them. Oh, as a news journalist, I would never do that. Unless it's against Republicans. What about allegations raised by the Minneapolis Fox affiliate, the Veritas' main source of income, that offered $10,000 to Muhammad to implicate Rip Omar? From my standpoint here, there's no truthfulness to that whatsoever, said Ed. What about concerns that many Veritas key allegations came from anonymous sources? Veritas' journalism is well above and beyond the standard most journalists. Adding that in the Times story on Trump's taxes, you couldn't hear anyone's voices in the interview that were conducted. Why did Veritas post the first video a day earlier than originally planned? With the result, it ran the same time as the Times tax story. Ed said the Times piece was irrelevant. We made our decision that video would have had better viewership Saturday night than Monday morning. That sounds right. Sunday night. The Times' decision was not to ask Veritas. The Times' decision not to ask Veritas for comment was a clear violation of journalistic standards. Locke previously stated, did Veritas reach out to people who were implicated in its videos? Ed said they did contact Ilhan Omar, but Liban Mohammed's monologue in his Snapchat video was his comment. There's no evidence in the video that they reached out to several others linked in the Veritas to election misconduct, and that they made these and that they made these people aware of the allegations before the videos went live. Veritas didn't directly answer the questions specific. They didn't directly answer specific questions about this in their follow-up email. The Times spokesperson won't explain why its reporters didn't contact Veritas before publishing. Because the case is still in the early cases of litigation, we are not able to discuss the decision-making regarding this story. Wah, wah. We're being sued. We can't talk about that. Oh, they're scared. That's what that is. Because that was a key piece of evidence right there. If they fucked up and said, well, see, this is why we did. Anyways, said Rhodes, asked for not linking to the Veritas video. She said, when we report misinformation or disinformation, we often don't include the link to avoid further disseminating it. Astor didn't comment for this article, and Sue didn't return several messages, but each provided sworn affidavits to court. Astor didn't shy from the conclusion as she reached back in September, stating that Veritas' work appeared to me to employ some deceptive editing techniques, including grouping together shorter clips without context, using subtitles that insert additional words into statements Justice Wood noted that eventually, to prevail at trial, Veritas would have a high burden. Proving defamation requires that its lawyers show the Times acted with actual malice or with reckless disregard for the truth, and that its reporters knew that the story they wrote was false and they published it anyways. With reckless, not caring for it was true or false, it can be difficult to find evidence, actual or circumstantial, to prove this case. Few plaintiffs make it that far. Nevertheless, Veritas managed to deploy a decision by a justice in the suburbs of the New York City to portray itself as a warrior in a crusade against biased journalism. They say on their donate page that they have raised more than $437,000 to cover legal costs in this case. Their strategy has been highlighted by conservative commentators ranging from Trump's impeachment attorney to Brit whom they haven't ruled out suing others who looked at unkindly at their videos. Locke told me they are focused on the Times first because it has the most breadth. They also now force the Times reporters and editors to answer difficult questions under oath while Justice Wood's ruling is on appeal. In the meantime, the lawsuit is serving as a useful talking point. Last week, the Times reported that conservative activists, including people at some point associated with Veritas, had mounted an undercover op. H.R. McMaster. O'Keefe's response, as quoted in the article, because New York Times is losing to the Project Veritas in the court of law, it's trying to smear Project Veritas in the court of public opinion. Bill Ruskin, professional cuck, Columbia Journalism School. Professional journalist cuck. So I have no respect for journalist report. You're a reporter. You're not even a fancy reporter. You're a loser. This is a real reporter right here, O'Keefe. Okay, we're done here. Show's over, guys. All right, see you later, fuckers. Gotta find a cool song to end it to. I should play a game of League of Legends. I deserve that after a fucking that bitchin' live stream. Whew, it's warm in here. Gotta put the headphones on. I'm gonna fucking turn this up hard. I'm not awkward. Yeah, baby. We got Draven. Yeah, there's another video I was gonna play. It was of that 10-year-old talking, but I was figured everyone else already covered it, so I was like, well, I don't need to do that. By the way, you guys, you need to fucking follow me on Instagram. Okay, I have like 388 followers. Hey, live stream. Look at this meme you guys could have seen. This guy says he's gonna wear his mask for the next 5 years. What a fucking loser. Yeah, this is the daily news stream is over. Now we're in the fucking... Have you guys seen my drone? My number visible? I got a drone. Woo! It's for spying on my neighbors. Also, next time there's a violent protest, I have a fucking drone to videotape it safely. I'm gonna fly over those crowds of masked thugs, record their actions. As well as going undercover, man. I've only been acquiring more tech spy gadgets for my operations. God, this is taking forever to fucking load here. Who's got this slow-ass computer? Nice base there. Yeah, so my wife is getting braces. She's getting them next week, and it's like... right when the mask mandate ends, she gets her braces on. We're hoping like, oh, I know if the mask mandate's going on, you can just wear your braces, no one will know. Which one? The last one was Prototype Raptor. This is Guay Barato. Actually, I don't like the song. Okay, come on. Let's load already. We've been waiting here all day. I'm about to start playing some spicy memes and to get me in trouble. Look at this channel deleted. Yeah, that's all just porn. It's all just porn. Yeah, I deleted the last stream, by the way, because it actually had, for a tiny split second, there was nudity from something, so I had to delete it. The algorithm didn't catch it. You guys didn't see it. I don't know. You fucking perverts didn't notice it. Sounds like Dead Mouse, but it's not. Braces. Yes, braces. She's getting a grill. Oh, I'm so low. Fuck. I'm taking a shit ton of damage. Ah, these fucking, need a lot of fucking poke. This is a tough team. They're oppressing me because I know I'm strong. Ah, that was close. Wait, wrong game? I don't know what game you're talking about.
Ooh, I'm all out of mana now. I gotta keep juggling. I'm trying to lifesteal off these minions. My health is low. It's the only sustain I have. Could use some boots. Ah, fuck, we're losing hard. There goes our turret. Oh, I wanted to get a triple kill there. I didn't even get a double? What? Who cast me? Fuck, poison. Score's tied now. Hey, thanks, John. Appreciate that. Yo, Holofax. Holofox. God damn. Who the hell is that? What the fuck's a Senna? Observe rushes? Yeah. I can't out DPS Caitlyn yet. If I was juggling axes, I would have. Yeah, I played StarCraft too. It was alright. Behind the minions. Okay, so we got a turret. Ah, scared me. Got poked. You scared me. I flashed. There is base. Anyways. Who's doing that? I wish I was up there to help. Man, that's going ham. You always gotta say those numbers in chat. That was close. We nearly dead. Fuck. Oh yeah. I don't know who's doing all the killing, but I like him. Whoa! How did I die? Mother's Day from a wrestling app. Oh, ha! That's hilarious.
Shutting down what the people say. Take my hand and let it come, let it go, let it take it back when she knows that you're doing it right. wanna take you tonight. I just wanna play you right. You're gonna get that tonight.
Fuck. Oh, that's gonna be game, I think.
It's the way that you fake it. I know it's too late, but I just wanna play you right. We're gonna get that tonight. Just wanna take you
Yeah, that's not that type of game. Next song. Why is there this doughboy for the album cover? It better not be the artist, because it looks like I want to punch him in his face.
Cloud all in my head. Woke in the morning with a hoe I didn't know in my bed. Walked to the mirror, saw my eyes bloody red. That's the evil I said, but I shouldn't really feel that. Instead, block out the feedback. Yeah, we don't need that. I'ma show you where the fucking drinks and the weed at. When the beat bangs, this shit gon' blow your weed back. You gon' have to run this shit back for a recap. Yeah, I'm right back here to recap. Pick up on your bitch ass, I'm doing it quick fast. Sorry for the mishaps. I just
there we go.
Break a bitch off like a Kit Kat. So sit back, I'm gonna need you to relax.
That's victory, I think. Maybe.
You better believe that these beats get these bitches on their knees stat. That's my feedback. Fresh talk to 'em.
Ooh, now we got the pressure on them.
Bitches in the bathroom cutting lines like a fast pass. Pass that to couple cats, a little pissy drug pass. That's me and Fresh with a drink in our cup. Yeah, all I ever wanted to do was hit the blunt, cause I couldn't see it fucking me up. But now I'm crossfade, the vibe is fake. It's cool, though I'm adapting, my mind has changed. In the wrong places to be, I'm in the spot, you see. So it's already like I won the fucking lottery. I gotta be out of my goddamn mind to let it happen to me every goddamn time. And if I'm the fucking outcast like Big Boy and 3 Stacks, still block out the feedback. Talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him.
Aw, man. Is that GG?
And if I'm the fucking outcast like Big Boy and 3 Stacks, I still block out the feedback. Talk to him.
talk to 'em. Fresh talk to 'em.
This song's called Nerds Trying to Dance. Woo! That's it, baby. Alright, good night, you guys. Stream is over. See you later. Bye.